And today there's a total of 18 players in ranking match, and today I get the result of...
Special thanks to CTC for sponsoring Blazing Dominion related products so we can complete for this deck profile.
Hello, welcome back to I Can Do This. Today we're going to continue our road deck series for Pumpking. So this is a deck profile for the post Blazing Dominion, and basically this is what I have tried and tested and go for ranking as well. So for the engine card, basically Pumpking will for sure remain as S3 because it's the key card for extend and start the board, while same goes to Stare of the Snake Hair, basically it's a searcher. While Great Mammoth, I saw there are some players actually playing for one copy only because it increases the chance for break. But anyhow, we remain as 2 because sometimes the card could be on hand already and you don't really have a search target for Pumpkin, so you can't really destroy opponent card. So I prefer to have 2. So Army of the Haunted is a good card, but anyhow we just play for 1. Same goes for Vortex of Time. While Fortification always 3 because it's a searcher. For Forgotten, I will keep as 2 for now because I think it's more than enough. While Call of the Haunted, I will still keep as 3 even though some players are playing as 2 only. But the reason for 3 is because we want to enable for Vortex of Time. Because after we do our end board, the Call of the Haunted should have at least 1 remain open, so Vortex of Time should be enabled as soon as possible when past turn. Else sometimes it will be too late, like opponents straight away Feather Duster or Heavy Storm. You can't activate Call of the Haunted on time and activate Vortex of Time in the same chain. So that's basically the engine card. So now we continue with some board breaking card. So Forbidden Droplet is a very good card for the deck because it can negate very strong opponent monster effect and also help us to clear some of the Call of the Haunted back to graveyard so we can reset back later. And before that, I play for 2 average. But now I have discovered one new card, basically is this Wandering Titan of Tartarus. Basically this is not a new card from Blazing Dominion, but actually it's from Rota. But later on only I find out because the board breaking effect is very strong. So basically, if this card sent from deck to graveyard, it will send as much as many cards I control to graveyard, and later it will clear based on that number, clear on opponent field. So this is a mandatory effect and it can't be chained by any monster effect. So this board breaking effect is very strong. And the second effect is basically if sent to grave other than from deck, it can cost for 1 hand card and it will non-target send 1 card to opponent card to graveyard. So this is very good playing with Pumpkin. Basically, I activated Pumpkin effect. When I discard, I choose to discard Tartarus, and I can cost Pumpkin as well. So I can ensure that Pumpkin go to grave as well as have a clearing effect. So this is a very good card to have 1. While to ensure I can send this card to graveyard, there are many choices like Delta of Invitation, Curse of the Ancient Turtle, Uni-Zombie, Gozuki, or even Changxi. Okay, so now let's talk about the new card from Blazing Dominion that actually changed this deck. So first we have Bravery. Basically you can discard 1 card and special summon, and the best thing about this is a zombie and it's a level 6. So it gives you an additional body. But so far I test, even though I saw other players might be playing 3 or 2, but so far I test I'm playing 1 is more than enough already. And of course it have a graveyard effect that I would say is good to have, is a bonus lah, but I won't say it's a mandatory. While another new card from Blazing Dominion basically is Changxi. So I think this is one of the best support that come out for supporting Pumpkin deck. Basically this is a key card that helped me to extend the board. It's a level 6, it's zombie, and the effect is very good. So, but 1 is more than enough, it's very good already. So remaining 1, Gozuki, Mezuki, Uni-Zombie is still in the deck as previously. It's just that Uni-Zombie I decreased to 2 number, is good enough already. While another new card from Blazing Dominion basically is Glow Up Bloom. So this card, when sent to grave, basically it can cost by vanishing itself, and I am able to search for level 5 above zombie. So this is a very good effect that allow me to search for Pumpkin. This search effect is very important, and this increased the entire consistency. So, but so far I tested, I think I will keep it as 1 for now because I think the consistency is there already. That's why there are some focus more towards to the board breaking. And another card that I have is Curse of the Ancient Turtle, which is a new card from Blazing Dominion as well. Actually, I have doubt on this card because it's required to banish 1 zombie from hand or graveyard to send 1 zombie from deck to graveyard. Basically, this effect is similar to Delta of Invitation or even Foolish Barrier. But at the end, anyhow, I still try it to play as 1. And during the ranking, actually, is one of the key cards that helped me to come back the game because it basically is very matched with Changxi, even though that have an additional cost to send a zombie monster to grave. But I think playing as 1 is very good also. So next we have Delta of Invitation. Actually before that I playing as 3, but Delta of Invitation can send Elrish, and Elrish can help me to do special summon a lot of things. But anyhow, you have a limitation for special summoning. Send to grave with level 5 above zombie. So basically, I can't using this card to send Glow Up Bloom to search for Pumpking. So anyhow, at the end I decide for 2. While the remaining card of the main deck basically is the Hand Trap. I think very standard for Ash, Maxi. And in this case, I use Gamma. Actually, these 3 cards can be replaced with meta might be Ghost Spell or Ghost Orc like Gozuki. But I repeat as Gamma because the worry of Shifter and Lockbird as well. Anyhow, in ranking I also hit Shifter and Callback of course. So for extra, 2 Great Ghost King as usual, very important card. Undying Agent, I repeat as 1 is more than enough already. It was our last very good if during a game like opponent very less card and you just need 1 naked and break them. Basically, this is a card we go for XP rank 6. So Warudas, very good for Elrich, for exceeding rank 10 for Omi Negate. So okay, this is a card later that I add on, and this card basically saved 1 of my game and very useful. And this card basically saved me from After Shifter. And this card, the MVP from the Blazing Dominion that support for Pumpkin. Basically, this is a key card that extend the board with more consistency. So basically, before that, if opponent successful Lightning Storm or Feather Duster, I'm doomed because on my Call of Thunder and my field spell is go to grave. I can't special summon my graveyard. But with this card, it allows me to special summon as well as non-target negate on my monster with permanent negate. And this also allows me to extend my board. Later, we can check on the combo we do. So this is a very good card, but 1 is more than enough. So remaining 1 is the same, basically Fallen Angel, as well as the Mad Golden Lord and Baron. So Excel Synchro and Baron basically is for Gamma, so we can get Baron as soon as possible. While I added Flame Lord Omega because due to Fortification, Search effect require empty monster zone. So with this side effect, basically, if let's say opponent during standby they have Warlords or Maxi, I force to Gamma, and my field have monster and I can't really search for my Pumpkin. So that's why we add for Omega, so we can clear our monster zone and go for the search. While Link Kuribo basically is a card together with Glow Up Bloom because we want this card to send to grave. So while on hand, we can normal summon it and link summon. Basically, this will trigger the effect for helping us to search. While the remaining 1 keep as same, Vampire Sucker basically help for extra draw and special summon to opponent field. Sometimes you can stop for Gamma or Imperm. And Flying Mary is a very important card during Shifter because this can allow me special summon from Banish or Graveyard, and this also key card that help us to extend to Warudas. So I think that's it for the deck profile, and now we will proceed for the combo. Alright, now we will start with the 1 card combo. So basically we have Pumpkin activating the effect. So basically this will help us to set for Call of Thunder. and it can activate this one, and you send Pumpking to graveyard. So for sure, we target Pumpking to special summon. Then Pumpking effect with special summon Changxi. So Changxi, the main objective here is to activate the effect, to send Army of the Haunted to grave. So now we have 2 level 6. In this case, we have Doom Samael. So basically, we can extend our board with Doom Samael. So we actually summon here. Okay, so this is a very important detail: is never ever special summon your Army of the Haunted first, because if you special summon and your grave don't have any zombie monster, your Doom Samael cannot activate its effect. So always we use the effect by cost detaching one material. In this case, we want to detach Pumpking, because Pumpking should always remain in the graveyard as much as possible. So in this case, after we cost, we target back Pumpking. And from here, our Army of the Haunted trigger the effect to special summon on field. So now we have 2 level 6. We go for the next XD. So basically, now we go for the Great Ghost King. And if special summon, we can search. So basically, in this case, we will search for Stare of the Snakehair. So in this case, we search for Stare of the Snakehair. So basically, instead of straight away searching for the key spell card like Call of Forgotten or Time of Vortex, we always prefer for Snakehair. Of course, there are chances that we get Lockbird, but normally the Lockbird will be activated earlier as possible. And we need this additional body because since we set so many Call of Haunted, for sure we need additional body that we could special summon. So in this case, we will search for Snakehair, and from there we'll activate the search effect, discarding. So in this case, if we don't have Call of Forgotten at hand, we'll search for Call of Forgotten because this is more priority by setting more Call of the Hunted. So if we have this in hand, we'll search for Time of Vortex. So basically, here activate the effect, setting the remaining Call of Haunted. So another detail here is that we need to keep Pumpking in the graveyard. So we try to activate the effect of Pumpking, target up to 2 cards on the field to return to hand. We target this face-up Call of Haunted back to hand. If, let's say, we don't have Time of Vortex. If we have, we can target any set card just for the sake of sending our Pumpking to graveyard. So in this case, if we don't have, we just return this and set back. And last but not least, special summon extra deck zone, so that we have more zone to special summon later with our Call of the Hunted. So basically, this is the 1-card combos with using Pumpking. Alright, so now we will continue for the 2-card combo, Pumpking and Uni-Zombie. So in this case, we always start with Pumpking to activate the effect to set, because this will prevent the Vista hand trap to banish Pumpking. So effect first on third set. So this is discard to graveyard. And from now, for sure we target to special summon Pumpking, and the effect with special summon Changxi. So as usual, Changxi activate effect to send Army of the Haunted. So from here, basically the changes is we normal summon Uni-Zombie. So Uni-Zombie effect target itself to send 1 zombie monster to graveyard, and from there we can increase 1 level. So in this case, we will send for Gozuki. So Gozuki later can help us to special summon 1 additional level 6 monster. Okay, so now we have level 4 and level 6. So obviously here we will go for Baron first. Go for Baron. So now we have Omni Negate enable before 5 summon. And after this, basically we can continue our combo like how we did in the 1-card combo. So basically we go Army of the Haunted, special summon Samael. So same thing again. Effect, send Army of the Haunted. Actually any level 6 will do, but I will just go for Army of the Haunted because another one will be effect by Gozuki. So you can special summon Pumpking. So in this case, we got 2 level 6. You do the same thing, Ghost King, and effect, search, snake hair, effect, search, call forgotten. So from here, you can activate call forgotten, set for remaining call of haunted, and for Great Ghost King effect, you send Pumpking, return the face up one. Last but not least, Night Agent, go to the extra deck zone. So basically, this will be the 2-card combo with Uni-Zombie. So now we will do the 2-card combo with Pumpking, Data on Invitation, or with Gozuki. So the concept is the same. We always start with Pumpking first, activating effect, search for Call of Haunted. So this time you send to grave, and we target Pumpking to special summon. So basically, they will special summon Chang-Chi, and Chang-Chi effect will send Army of the Haunted graveyard. So the difference now is it's not as straightforward as Uni-Zombie, but basically we try to get a Omni-Negate, but this will for sure after 5 special summon. So either with Gozuki or Data Invitation, basically we want to send Elrish to the graveyard. So in this case, activate Data on Invitation and send Elrish to graveyard. Yep, so basically Elrish to the graveyard. We need to activate Data on Invitation because we got control zombie monster. So basically we can get 1 additional token. And now only we use Elrish effect to send Data on Invitation to graveyard to special summon. So at here basically can special summon for the Fallen Angel. Okay, so basically we can send a grave, special summon Fallen Angel, Flying Mary, bring away the token, and Fallen Angel. Basically in this case, Fallen Angel will trigger the effect, can special summon from deck or extra deck, for Elrish, or the Mad Golden Lord. So in this case, we got 1 level 10 already, and we can continue the Flying Mary effect by special summon Elrish. So now we have 2 level 10. So basically, here is where we go for the Warrior Dust. Okay, so basically this is where we get the Omni-Negate. And here is where we continue for our 2 rank 6. So basically, Samuel again, send Pumpking, and special summon Pumpking again, and Army of the Haunted special summon effect. So this is where we get the Great Ghost King. So that it allows us to search for snake hair effect to search for forgotten. So basically we can straight away effect. So before we go for Untitled Agent, make sure we send activate the effect to return by sending Pumpkin as cost, and we can return these 2 to hand. So our Flying Mary can reuse again, and Call Hunter back to hand, we can set again. So basically, the last thing is special summon Undying Legion, the extra deck. So basically, this is another 2-card combo. So basically, the setup is same. It's just the Omni-Negate monster is from Baron to Gyarados.
So that's all for the deck profile and the combos. So I bring this deck to the local ranking and compete post Blazing Dominion environment. And let's see how was the performance in this environment. Hello, welcome back to I Can Do This. Today I just done a local ranking by bringing Pumpking to compete. And today there's a total of 18 players in the ranking match. And today I get the result of first runner. Too bad lah. I actually expect to have go for full win using this deck. But anyhow, the last game I have lost to another meta deck, which is Q-Tune. But anyhow, for today's performance, I have competed with Fairy Tail, Anacraft, and 2 Q-Tune. And Actually, there's one match I was thinking that I will straight for losing because the aircraft go first and start with a shifter, which is very painful to my deck. But anyhow, in that match, I able to go for Zeus and clear his board and win that game, and I think that was a very enjoyable moment. And when playing with Q-Tune, maybe you can stay tuned to watch for the commentary for Gaia ranking for upcoming one. That's have semi and final that's going to screen for Pumpking. So I think to answer the questions whether Pumpkin still able to compete in post Blazing Dominion, I would say definitely yes. And after Blazing Dominion, for sure I will give out of 5, I will give like 4 to 4.5 for this deck due to the consistency and the board breaking card, and as well as many very fun effects, especially the Vortex of Time. So yep, thank you for following up for this road deck series. So I try to cover more different road decks, and stay tuned for more. Please like, subscribe and share. And that's all for today. I can do this, signing off.